another edition of the Hilton Project with me, Baz the Jazz. As always, like literally as always, because, you know, there's a difference between doing a podcast and doing a video such as 5 Things You Didn't Know About Sasha Banks. 5 Things You Didn't Know About Sasha Banks, and there's just that difference of, hey, we don't want to do podcasts. You do the podcast. But caring, I like doing the podcast. I just like stuffing around with the whole Hilton Project team. That's what we normally do. And guys, remember tonight, I am watching and podcasting Survivor Series. Even if ISIS, yes, you heard me right, ISIS come in and stop the show, because they have had serious threats that Survivor Series is going to be attacked by ISIS tonight, and it has been stated that Triple H says there's no such thing that's occurring at the moment. This comes from WrestlingInc.com, and it states that Triple H said WWE Survivor Series is currently scheduled as planned while we investigate reports with authorities. I'm sure you've heard the news about our safety. As a nation, let's look out for each other. If you see something suspicious, say something. And that was from No Days Off, Darren Young. But it comes to a conclusion where Triple H still talks about how, I'm trying to get that for you. As I'm getting that, I'm just going to say what he said. He talks about, there's going to be more security at the event, and he states that basically there's going to be people that they can come there, and they can start coming at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. in order for security to check everyone, and bags are not included. This comes from Raja.com. What he basically said, Triple H, it says the same thing on there, so I'm going to go to his Twitter account because that's where he basically said everything. Let me get that for you now quickly. Triple H. So I'm on his Twitter account, and it says, let me see. He says, transportation martyr to the event are advised, and as well as bags will not be permitted in the arena due to the additional precautionary security procedures put in place. Fans are encouraged to take public, which is our highest priorities. Doors will open at 6 p.m. to help fans avoid any delays in entering the arena, aka security checking them out, and law enforcement, and significantly increase security measures to ensure the safety of those in attendance against tomorrow's Survivor Series at Philips Arena. However, WWE and Philips Arena have coordinated with the appropriate agencies. Federal, state, and local law enforcement authorities have confirmed there is no specific or credible information involving a threat. Survivor Series is currently scheduled as planned while we investigate reports with the authorities. This is a bold statement from the WWE, because they, as you guys know, if you check my other channel, because at the Hilton Project they said I could say this because apparently I'm the only one that speaks on podcasts and actually does any live events podcasts. On my other channel at Blank Episode Recording 76, where I talk about news and reports, basically it's the fact that how can I say this? Football matches, aka soccer matches, if you guys are in the States, have been cancelled due to ISIS threats. So it's a big one where it's like, oh, okay, they're still going with the event, but they're just going to have security. So I'm going to watch it. I'm not trying to be a dick here, but when I do the live podcast tonight of Survivor Series for you guys, and if ISIS attacks, you guys will know about it. But hopefully that will not happen at all. In other news, basically you guys, if you haven't heard, TNA went on this hubbabalooza thing. Basically, they did this thing where they took everything out, say their Twitter account and they I don't know if they have an Instagram account and their website and everything, and they talked about basically going to another TV deal called Pop TV. Yes, that's right. They're going to be part of Pop TV. Yeah, people say that it's a step down from they were from Destination America, but they haven't been doing anything good with Destination America. Basically, it was just going south for them in Destination America because they were getting low ratings, people weren't watching it, and the funny thing is that people are gonna go, hey, but Pop TV is not in high definition, it's in standard definition, we can't get that, and blah blah blah. But guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care if something is in standard definition or high definition. First of all, Pop TV is a great deal because here on WrestleZone.com it talks about how Dixie Carter and Pop TV president Brad Schwartz confirmed TNA's new TV deal with Pop is a multi-year deal. TNA will be looking to tape more episodes of Impact Wrestling in 2016, as well as resume touring in India. The decision is to bring Impact to Tuesday nights, and it's because both TNA and Pop felt it was better night to show the air. Basically, Pop TV will air on January 5th, and it will be a live broadcast, which is good because now they can focus on it, and it's not on times or dates where the WWE or NXT or even Ring of Honor's on Destination America. And the great thing is we'll still give you guys basically what's happening in TNA next year because, like I said, they can't tape things for this year where it still has James Storm in, when James Storm is clearly going to be part of NXT. So yeah, basically, I'm trying to get more features here. It talks about how Pop TV wanted TNA, and it's TNA has seen. This is what surprised me. Everybody says TNA is going down and everything. They've been there for 15 years, and it's been on networks more than 120 countries around the world, broadcast in 17 languages, and almost 700 million video views on YouTube, making it the 7th most viewed sports channel ahead of Major League Baseball, National Hockey League, Major MLS, Major League Soccer, and FIFA TV, which is not bad at all. Yeah, so I feel it's going to be better than Destination America, as well as they took out an indie wrestling, I can't speak now, indie wrestling, so to say, developmental, aka whatever you want to call it, indie wrestling developmental training facility. That's part of the WWE. That's been gone, and now it's been basically, added to being a part of TNA. So if you're looking at this at a good standpoint for TNA, it is a good standpoint for TNA because TNA, people thought it was going up, down, left, right, center, and it's been good. It's been good. I'm trying to get more here on TNA, but it looks like that's all I can give you guys apart from Pop TV. I'm trying to see. Let me type in Pop TV news to see what I can get. What I can get here. Oh, it says TNA is reportedly not paying for airtime on Pop TV, which is a good thing. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see. Nope. That's all from me when it comes to TNA and Pop TV. If we're still speaking about TNA, there was a former TNA champion that arrived at Full Sail University for NXT tapings, and that was Austin Aries. Apparently, Austin Aries is going to be part of NXT, which is great if you're a WWE fan, as well as two other former stars, one being James Storm, who's probably going to be with NXT for a long time, as well as his former tag team champion partner Gunner was at NXT tapings. So it's good for them. It's really good for them that, they are there doing what they can, doing what they're supposed to do. So it's great that basically Austin Aries and Gunners and James Storm is there. It's unlikely that AJ Styles is going to be in the WWE, but basically all these wrestlers from TNA, not to mention another one, which is basically, I forgot his name now, guys. Give me a sec. Oh, what is his name? I forgot his name. Give me a sec, guys. Sorry. As I'm getting his name, guys, they're basically getting all these wrestlers in order for the 2016 tour of NXT. They're probably going to do it around the world. They talk about basically, having a huge roster for the tour and also trying to make NXT the next big thing, which I think they should make NXT compete with Raw and SmackDown, but they should have like SmackDown, as I said in my other podcast, where it should be SmackDown is like the mid-carders and the new people from NXT, and then like Raw should be like the top A grade wrestlers with like the new breed of NXT, like sort of like Kevin Owens type, like, oh, they already knew, we know that from SmackDown, but now they're like, the next generation type of thing, you know what I mean? Guys, I was talking about La Sombra. WWE signed him from CMLL. Basically, he is like the next Rey Mysterio. I certainly haven't watched him, but Lucha Underground wanted him. And when Lucha Underground wants someone, he probably is good, because Lucha Underground is amazing. By the way, if you guys see more Lucha Underground next year than WWE, then you guys know why. Another big story that I guys wanted to tell you about is basically Bret Hart. He says WWE hasn't found anyone to fill CM Punk's shoes, which in my case is kind of right. Most of you say that Kevin Owens will fill CM Punk's shoes, but remember one thing: Kevin Owens loves the WWE ever since he was a child. I doubt he's going to like put his foot in the wrong place or dip his foot in the sea of sharks, so to say, because he doesn't want to ruin that chance of being a part of this because it's his lifelong dream. So like most of you are saying, oh yes, he Kevin Owens filled his shoes, it's all good. You guys forget that CM Punk did not take any crap from nobody. He used to tell people at the back, if storylines sucked, he used to tell people why he wasn't doing this or that. If you guys listen to his podcast on the Cole Cabana show, he basically talked about how he wanted people like Daniel Bryan to get a chance. And I truly feel that Daniel Bryan became champion because of CM Punk. And if you see other people who've done that, like Batista, who's talk about how bad the WWE is, basically how dysfunctional they are, then you guys will know. Really? Sorry, guys. It's just like somebody from the office is leaving now. Anyway, let's forget about them. Sorry about that, guys. Like even Batista was talking about how dysfunctional it is, and there's a lot of people that do talk about the WWE like that aren't there anymore, and I highly doubt anyone will stand up for the authority of WWE due to the fact that they don't want anything to tarnish their career. You guys should remember that, like, even Billy Gunn got fired for taking steroids, and he's good friends with Triple H. But then people forget like how Randy Orton was charged with like steroids trials back in the day, and he didn't get no suspension. Well, he got a suspension, but he didn't get fired. And even Billy Gunn didn't even get a suspension. He just got fired. Apparently, he's coming back. But basically, this comes from WrestlingInc.com. WWE Hall of Famer Bret Hart, the Hitman Hart, recently called into Big Papa and Banana on Kiss FM in Utica, New York, which you can listen to in the video above. During the interview, the Hitman talked about who he would have liked to work with. He mentioned John Cena, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and CM Punk. He noted that WWE has not been able to find someone to fill CM Punk's shoes. That's kind of true. He talks about himself, Bill Goldberg, aka Bill Goldberg. That's one thing I forgot about TNA. They gave him a big, huge contract deal for TNA to be part of TNA, and TNA is still looking for big. They're looking to be big once again with signing of more stars or wrestlers. And I think TNA should do what they did back in the day. When I watched TNA, they should just have like a few good ass indie stars here and there, but also have like their own talent. Like, okay, maybe they see this guy is good. Let's buy him. Let's give him a contract, and let's build him up. Because remember they used to do that with a lot of people. People forget that like Dean Ambrose was there and CM Punk was there and Samoa Joe when they were still young and nobody didn't know them, and even like Shark Boy and everything, and they became like the people we know today. So they should do that again in order to be big as they were. I truly feel that Lucha Underground is going to be bigger than TNA, but then TNA can still do live appearances on Pop TV on Tuesday nights. Okay, in other news, Dolph Ziggler apparently is going to leave wrestling soon. Apparently that Ziggler zigzag. He's been in the roster for 10 years, more than that, and that he only plans to wrestle for 2 more years. Dolph, no offense to any Dolph Ziggler fans, but when you've wrestled as much as Dolph and you've only won like the WWE title once, I think it is, or twice, could just be once. I'm sorry, man, you haven't done a lot. And I think it's because WWE wants him to job, and I think in his final years, 2 years, he wants to wrestle. I think he should have just went somewhere else and wrestled there, because if he went to like TNA, it would be big for him. If he went to like Lucha Underground, it would be big for him. You know what I mean? So yeah, it would be a different sort of thing for him, in this sort of 2 years I'm going to retire situation. Guys, I'm trying to look for more things I can give you news about. It doesn't look like there's a lot. I think I've gave everything I could. Trying to see. Talked about La Sombra, talked about that. Ring of Honor, talked about that. Talked. Oh, when John Cena coming back? You guys want to know? Maybe some of you don't. He'll come back on January 5th on a SmackDown television taping of Laredo Energy Arena in Laredo, Texas. That's when John Cena's coming back. AJ Lee or AJ Brooks is writing a memoir about her life. It's going to come out in 2017. And guys, NXT TakeOver will be in London and it's basically on December 16th, a day after my birthday. Will be Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe, NXT Women's Champion Bayley versus Nia Jax, Tag Team Champions Dawson and Wilder versus Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy, Apollo Crews versus Baron Coleman, and Emma versus Asuka. I'll give you guys more spoilers when I can. Basically, we're going to give out spoilers on a video of November and December. And guys, that is it for me for the Heel Turn Project. Check me out tonight when we watch Survivor Series. And let's pray and hope that Roman Reigns doesn't win, because I am not a Roman Reigns fan, due to the fact that he does that crappy clotheslines in the corner and that his promos put me to sleep. Seriously, they could have gave it to anyone else. They could even give it to Tyler Breeze and I wouldn't even mind. They could even give it to Zack Ryder and I wouldn't even mind. They could even give it to the Ascension, I wouldn't even mind. They could give it to basically, I don't know, Brad Maddox and, who else can I pick? The Miz even, I wouldn't even mind. The fact of the matter is I like Roman Reigns when he was in the Shield, and now when Roman Reigns is by himself, he's just, yeah. So yeah, stay tuned for tonight, guys. I'm out of here. Peace.